Welcome to Critical Hit, a Major Spoilers podcast. Thank you so much for downloading and checking us out this week. This week we're doing something a little different. We're taking a little bit of a break in our regular action, or maybe we've already concluded the other action. We don't know, because who knows when this episode will arrive.
Yeah, it could be weeks.
Hello, future people. So we're going to try something else new this week, a different kind of game, a fun game, I'm hoping. Brian, what do you have for us tonight?
I am running InSpectres by Jared Sorensen. It is a largely narrative improvisational game where everyone plays members of a paranormal investigation group. It is pretty much highly inspired by Ghostbusters, including inspired by the West End Games Ghostbusters RPG, but does its own take on things. As I mentioned, it is largely improvisational as a way to address an issue that the author felt there is with mystery RPGs, and that can be a bit of a player investment issue if they fail to pick up clues or follow the proper plot threads that are laid down. I'm sure that that's nothing that anyone here has experienced in any way. But
not me.
If you've listened to our Call of Cthulhu.
I'm crying now.
That was a great game, even if we are idiots. But I figured we would give this a go as a way
that's
to...
our new Critical Hit slogan, actually. It's a great game, even if we are idiots.
I thought you were going to say it's I'm crying now.
I mean, also true. So basically, first thing we need to do, we need everyone to build their investigators. In this game, it is a fairly simple process, at least. Basically, it's pretty simple in which way. Your normal run-of-the-mill guys have 9 points to distribute amongst 4 stats. The stats are athletics, academics, technology, and contacts. Athletics being your largely physical traits, academics your knowledge, contacts your social, and technology is basically anything having to do with manipulating items or devices. Even simple machinery seems to fall under technology, given the examples in this game.
Can you have a 0 in a given skill?
Not the normal folk. There is the option for one person in each gaming group to be a weird agent, someone with some sort of supernatural or otherwise preternatural ability. They have a bit more freedom and a lot more dice to distribute, but they can also decide to leave a trait at 0 if they wish. But there can only be one such weird agent in a group, and their roles will not build franchise dice for the company, as they are as much a liability as an asset, pretty much.
Yeah, and you can only have a maximum of 4 in any category.
Okay.
Yes. At least if you're normal agents.
Yeah. If you're a weird, you can go all the way up to 10 if you want.
Yeah, I know I initially called dibs on weird, but having looked over the mechanics a lot more, I'm not sure that I'm wild about them. So I will put that back on the table for anyone else who actually wants to play weird.
Fair enough. Is there anyone who feels pretty confident on who they want to be in this game?
I think I have my character kind of figured out.
All right, what are you thinking?
So how do you want us to do this, Brian? How do you want us to introduce our character? Should we do it in character, or should we pitch the idea, or which way do you want to do it?
So you can pitch it here at this time.
Okay, so I'm going to pitch an academic by the name of Jack Magnum. Jack used to work at the local university, and he taught in the business department. He taught paranormal small business administration with a side emphasis or a side area on big data management. And he got really tired of how slow university bureaucracies move. And what he really wanted to do is go out, work for an up-and-coming company to bust some ghosts and make some money. So that's
Nice.
That's kind of a pitch for him. As far as what he looks like, I would say he's got a thin build, but he's athletic. He doesn't work out very often, average height, sandy blonde hair, dark eyes, which are almost black. He wears glasses and a baseball cap. The baseball cap has tinfoil lining in it because, you got to keep those signals away from your brain.
Right. And it's real tin because aluminum actually amplifies the mind control, right?
And for talents, I went with paranormal big data, background academics. And so for my 9 dice, I split them 3 in academics and 2 in all the other categories.
Fair enough.
So that is Jack Magnum.
Excellent.
I love that name.
Anyone else have a character ready?
I've
Or an
got
idea?
one.
All right. What do you got,
All
Dr. Will?
So my character's name is Spaniel Delac. Spaniel, prior to joining InSpectres, Spaniel was a color analyst. That is, he would tell people their seasonal color and recommend color palettes for them. His special talent is improvisational spiritualism. Spaniel is able to understand what a person needs to hear and what a person needs to understand about the world and the way the cosmos works and explain that to them generally. Spaniel's talent, or I guess my attributes are, I've got 3 dice in academics, 1 die in athletics, 1 die in technology, and 4 dice in contact.
Min-maxing it up. That's pretty neat.
You got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah. All right. Anyone else have thoughts on characters?
Yeah, I got something.
All right.
I think I'll be playing Hot Mike Borboya. He goes by Hot Mike because when he first showed up here, they started calling him Mexican Mike, and he got really mad. So now they just call him Hot Mike, either because of his temper or because he's actually hot. He is hanging by a tenuous thread on the gig economy. So he works for Uber, Lyft, obviously Uber Eats, Postmates, DoorDash, anybody who's willing to exploit him online, kind of stuff. So he kind of drives around all over town delivering things and, kind of driving people around. Think he's gonna end up with a 4 in athletics, 2s in technology and contacts, and 1 in academics. That's the correct amount, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
4, 2, 2, and
Yep.
1.
All right. Excellent. That sounds neat. Matthew, Sam, either of you got a concept?
I got a something.
All right.
Norville Cobb. He's 67, but he's 67 in a Pierce Brosnan, David Hasselhoff kind of way, in that he doesn't seem like he's 67, but very, very well knowledgeable, not necessarily educated in electronics or any type of technological stuff, but somehow seems to figure it out and has a natural aptitude for it. Tall and kind of paunchy and very, very balding, and has kind of the attitude of, I've seen everything, nothing shocks me until something does, at which point it's a huge overreaction, which is fine. He'd be like the IT guy that you have at any given television station, that chief engineer who just sort of sits in his chair and sighs and wanders around and fixes something with a wrench and some cheese, and you never understand how.
Sweet.
Yeah. So I'm thinking 4 for technology and probably athletics 2. I don't know, maybe contact 1, academics 2, something like that. Hard to say.
I guess it just depends on if you want to be more socially capable or intellectually.
I would say intellectually.
All right, yeah. In that case, maybe put that contacts 1 then, perhaps.
We're gonna go with that.
All right, Sam, do you got a idea?
So, well, now we've got each of the base skills, like with someone a primary in there. So I'm not really sure. And that I mean, I could, if there's any one skill you think is more relevant to have like a second person double up on, like for combat or something like that. I've got ideas for like either athletics based camp counselor or a contacts based real estate agent. Or I guess no one jumped on the weird agent, so I could also go back to that.
Those all sound like good concepts to me. I guess it's up to you if do you want to have a bit more interesting powers, or I mean, camp counselor sounds neat to me.
Yeah, I think I'll do the camp counselor. I think that should be fun. So we'll go with Lindsay Beckham, camp counselor, has done a little bit of every job around the summer camp, which has included some teaching of both riflery and archery, and had enough interactions with like various slashers, ghosts, haunted bunks, and things like that, that she's trying to pivot her expertise on the off season to InSpectres, and a perpetually suntan, easygoing type who likes to be up early in the morning and do lots of exercise and get everyone excited and pumped for their day. Wears like sandals and athletic shorts at basically all times. And so probably go with maybe 4 athletics. I think I'll actually just split between the two then. So 4 athletics. I've only got 9 points. So 3 athletics, 3 contacts, and then 1 academics, 2 technology.
All right. So sounds like we got everyone here who's ready to be some kind of crazy supernatural agent investigator person. So now I guess we need to talk about what kind of organization you all have here. InSpectres gives you pretty wide range on how to start. You can be basically a new startup or part of a franchise of a larger corporate organization. Steven had kind of mentioned about his character breaking out on his own to start his own little business. Is that
well, it wasn't necessarily to start his own business, but to work for an up and coming company.
Okay. Work for an up and coming company. So y'all, does that sound good? Being part of a up and coming company here?
Yeah,
sure. That actually sounds like it might be worth it.
All right.
So are we a franchise, or how does that work?
I mean, InSpectres is a franchise, right? So if we're not the home office, we basically are trying to use the InSpectres name to drum up some business.
All right.
Yeah. Basically the rules as written. It is part of an InSpectres branch if you're not the home office. So yeah, if you want to jump in that, be just using the brand name of the game as is, then yeah, you can.
Where are we located at?
Idaho.
Yeah.
Fairly like rural or suburban, or I'm sure that there's.
I was thinking like, sort of a suburban area, because obviously if this is a huge franchise that's been everywhere, it may be finally trying to move into areas that are, lesser known. Like smaller places here. This is like the first McDonald's or the first InSpectres in Idaho. They have cities in Idaho, I'm sure, at least one.
Do we want to maybe set it somewhere where anyone knows anything about the setting?
Do we have to
like
set it anywhere where Brian knows anything about the setting?
Yeah.
Well, that limits it pretty well. But I mean, honestly, if we're comfortable with taking complete liberty with the settings, I'm good with that.
Yeah, we'll just make up a.
Idaho exports like computer chips, right?
Yep.
Well,
sure.
Yeah.
Something you can turn into chips.
I think you're thinking of potato chips. Yeah.
Okay.
Brett?
Do we have a listener base in Idaho at all that we might accidentally offend? Because
maybe.
I am
Who knows?
certain that we do.
We'll find
right.
out.
Yes,
We have
find out when
listeners everywhere.
We'll find out
Spoiler
when
rights.
the complaints start rolling in.
then let's
I
go
was like,
for it.
I can't believe those adults setting it in North Boise. That's the worst place. That place has barely any ghosts.
Yeah, Boise has 250,000 people in it. That's the largest town.
I've been to
Well,
Boise.
I'm going to say this, and you're all going to laugh at me, except for maybe Brian. That's a pretty decent-sized town. I mean,
Yeah, it's not a
guess.
huge city, but it's fine.
I live in a city of about 250,000.
And it's fine.
I mean,
Yeah. Visit.
is it?
Steven, do you want to go somewhere bigger?
No, I'm fine. Wherever you guys want to go. In the 2010 census, Topeka had 127,000.
Yeah, but we're taller, so.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's true.
No, I don't have a problem.
Topeka has
Boise,
a higher
Idaho
population.
is the capital, so there's some probably some historical things that go on around the capital city. The downtown Boise has a cultural center, many small businesses, and a few mid-rises, so nothing really tall, no skyscrapers. Let's see, what else do I see? Oh, they have a classic Egyptian theater on the corner of Capitol Boulevard and Main Street, and the Boise Art Museum, and the Julia Davis Park, and the Zoo Boise on the grounds of the Julia Davis Park. So there you go. So we've got everything that we need for a story. We got an old
Museums are hotbeds for ghostly activity.
It's an art museum, so I don't know if I didn't see anything about like
I mean, there's
historical museum or anything like that. But I mean, we can make something up.
The ghost of the Mona Lisa just wanders around in art museums.
They have a library.
Night at the Museum, Part 4, whatever.
Exactly. This time it's Boise.
They have Albertsons Stadium. So they've got some stadiums and stuff. So all sorts of things going on.
They have Whataburgers in Idaho, don't they?
In the Boise. If you want a Whataburger in this game, Matthew, you can have a Whataburger.
I think there should be a Whataburger.
Yeah, there's 2 brand new franchises to Boise: InSpectres and Whataburger.
There you go.
God, now I want a Whataburger.
Oh, it's going to be a good
Wow.
drive. I think Texas is the closest.
Yeah, you're gonna
No,
have to
there's
drive
one that
to
opened
Texas.
up in Idaho.
Yeah, just
In
now.
Boise.
It's still
In
not
Boise.
close.
It's in Highlands, actually. Which
Also, I think I'm thinking of In-N-Out, not Whataburger. There's Whataburgers in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, that's where I used to get them all the time in
Wonder
Oklahoma.
Woman symbol.
I feel like we're getting off
Yes.
topic here.
Yes. Anyways, so
Our
so we're going to
space is
apparently
clearly
set
gonna
in
have to get a
Idaho.
Whataburger.
Now we have stats for the franchise as well. Basically, additional dice that players can choose to grab in order to beef up their rolls. There's 3 different cards you can invest in there: a library, gym, and credit card. Libraries boost your academic rolls, gym your athletics, and credit your technology rolls. For some reason, you don't got anything specifically for contacts, interestingly.
Rolodex.
There is also anything you don't invest in those, a bank that you can put into, but that can be very tenuous, as a good roll can completely wipe out anything you have invested in the bank, or it can increase it. So you'd have to decide how big a particular franchise you want. It suggests starting with 5 to 10 dice. I was kind of considering 7 as a comfortable medium, but what
sounds
you
good.
all
Sure.
think?
Sure.
Makes
Good.
sense.
Sounds about right.
All right, well, you should. I got a little sheet put up here and roll 20 with little cubes to represent. How are you thinking you guys want to distribute that?
Well, sounds like we have 2 really beefy athletic types, right?
Right.
So I would
So you
definitely say 1 in the gym,
Okay.
Sure.
Sure.
and then
I mean, let's default to 1 in the library and the 1 in the
Agreed.
and the credit card.
Yep.
Definitely one across the board.
I would probably put 2 in the bank.
Yeah, I like that.
I might even put 3 in the bank, depending. But
Playing risky.
Well, let's
Well-
put 2 in the bank and then 1 more each in the library and the credit card.
Okay.
so 3 bank, 2 library, 2 gym.
No, 2, 2, 2, 1.
2 bank, 2 library, 2 credit card, 1 gym.
Okay. Right. The bank and the credit card are separate. I'm sorry. I was
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was conflating them into one. Okay.
Yeah, I do that too. But so that's pretty much done there. Basically, all we would want to do now is come up with any more specifics of the franchise here. What kind of building or office do y'all have?
Well, we can't say a skyscraper because those don't exist.
How about like a nondescript building that's in like the warehouse district?
Or like a strip mall.
Yeah, a strip mall also works for me. I just want it to be like really mundane and lame.
Yeah. It's something that used to be something else, and so you wouldn't necessarily
yeah. People should also keep calling us thinking that we're like the thing that it used to be, like all the time. Like,
so we should probably do a strip mall then, and maybe it used to be like a nail salon.
Yeah,
yes.
Love it.
People keep calling in, wanting to talk to Jennifer, and it's like, well, Jennifer, she doesn't work here anymore.
It's like, oh, was there someone else that can give me a mani-pedi? It's like, no.
I don't think so, but why don't you come on down anyway and we'll see what we can do.
That's beautiful. I love it.
InSpectres, in the place where Jennifer's used to be, across the road from the Whataburger.
Excellent. Any particular assets, technology, or other devices you guys would be interested in having?
One of those like little pedicure things that just got left behind.
One of those really great massage chairs with the little heated bowl at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely need that.
I guess I would be interested in having some like slightly out there technology, like some sort of sensor or something.
Like a PKU meter.
Yeah. That'd probably be more for a technician to figure out exactly what was going on. But yeah, something like just like one or two things that are like, here's my little plot device beeper is beeping at me.
Right. We definitely need an EVP like device that can record and listen for spirit voices as we go around. We have to have like the listening thing.
I have like a bunch of basically athletics equipment that I took from like the summer camp, like pads and like a in mediocre shape like bow and rifle.
Nice. Oh yeah, that sounds like good ideas there.
Sounds like we're gonna. I was going to say, sounds like we're going to be located in West Boise, the home of the Boise Town Square Mall, the largest in the state, as well as many restaurants, strip malls, and residential developments, ranging from new subdivisions to apartment complexes.
So, as a part of this franchise creation, if anyone does come up with ideas for technology, that's supposed to prompt a roll for technology to see if you can acquire it. I think I'll go ahead and let you have mani-pedi chair for free, just having left over.
It was like fun.
Matthew had talked about wanting some sort of EVP system.
Yep. So would that be a technology roll?
Yeah, go ahead and roll technology, and we'll take the best die.
So,
Chaos Maidanos Franquisia.
So, question, Brian. So we were talking about we were putting all these die in different areas. When we roll like, for example, Matthew's rolling technology, which I think he said was a 4. So he's rolling all 4 of those dice, right?
Yes, you would roll all 4 dice, and then you take the best one.
Now you don't you don't remove those dice from gameplay, right? Those are always there.
No, these ones that you roll from your stats until they start their stats getting hit by stress, you just keep rolling those 4 dice.
Okay.
And then it says how many franchise dice are you adding? So those would be like your credit card or your other dice.
Okay. So am I rolling with any extra dice?
No, I'd say it'd just be a straight up roll.
So my 4 technology comes out. It says it's a 6.
Yep, because you take the highest die number.
Yeah, so you definitely are able to whip together or get a hold of a crazy EVP device that you can use to record and play back weird electronic voice phenomena.
Can I have a PKE meter too, looking for ectoplasmic residue?
I think Rodrigo kind of brought that up, so I think he should try to roll for that.
Sure. What am I rolling?
Technology. Apparently. Maybe someone left one in the back of your car.
And I think I'm going to make that a difficulty 5.
Okay.
So
you can do it.
Nope. I don't think you guys
3 plus 2 is 5.
Now, if you would have gotten a 4, basically that lets you get that device with some sort of drawback or flaw, but he didn't even manage to get quite that. So maybe not so much on a psychokinetic energy reader.
Is there any mechanism for help?
There is, and I don't remember what that is, but I kind of think that really wouldn't be as applicable here. I think that's going to be more of a once we actually get rolling, then if someone wants to help. I know that basically, for teamwork, people can die, can roll their dice and hand one of them over to who they're trying to help, and basically they have to take the downfall of whatever's left. And these rolls themselves don't add to franchise dice, because that is kind of the main goal and mechanic of this game, to roll high enough to get franchise dice that you build up the franchise and solve whatever mystery you're investigating. So when we get rolling into it, I think that there is that option. But let's see, what else was mentioned? Bow and rifle. Sam, do you want to roll for having
Sure,
athletic equipment?
What would I need to roll for that? Athletics or contact?
It's going to be technology.
Technology.
These are all
right, cool.
Yeah, just all the obtaining of equipment all falls under technology.
Okay, and so I just roll the 2 dice that I have then?
Yep. 2 dice and take the best. 5. Okay, yeah, that's it's going to be pretty simple. The gym equipment was going to be pretty low. I was going to give it a 3 difficulty. So yeah, I think you can easily acquire some workout equipment, and I'll let you have a bow and arrow as well.
Sweet.
Okay, I want something.
Okay.
I want a scented wax warmer or some patchouli incense or something nice like that, and a little wind chime that tinkles when someone opens the door.
Okay. Go ahead and try it. I think basically at this point I'd just be looking for a botch.
Am I rolling for technology?
Yeah, roll technology.
All right.
Getting out of one. No, okay, yeah, you get it.
I got there you go. Brilliant.
I feel like those are easily acquirable things, so you can get that without any real struggle.
Do we need like a company vehicle or a fleet of vehicle?
A van?
A couple of vans? I mean, yeah, I think a van's probably awesome.
My imagining is that we have a van, but then we also mostly like drive our own cars on occasion with like maybe a decal stuck on them.
Nice.
Like a magnet.
I think.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think we need a van with like the fully painted logo on the side, just for the impressive coming in part.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Well, if you want to roll for that, Matthew.
Sure. Rolling technology still?
Yep.
4.
I
bunch of
think
4s.
4 can be good enough for a pretty decent, maybe a little bit older van.
Yeah.
But you can use that from there.
Like a decent panel van.
Yep, I think that sounds good. Yeah, it's 4 would be plenty for that. Not something too fancy, just a pretty, like you say, a panel van. Go ahead and have the InSpectres logo, InSpectres Boise branch.
Yeah. Custom license plate.
Do we have a big map of the city somewhere on the wall?
Yeah,
in the
probably.
van? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, with like
Various
pins stuck in
pins
it where like
Yeah.
paranormal hotspots are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we definitely need that.
So, do we think we all have a good idea of what we're dealing with here?
I think so.
Are we assuming that we have like the standard office, chairs and spaces and stuff, or do we need to specifically call that stuff out?
I think you can pretty much assume that you have that.
I'm keeping
Brian.
the cucumber water dispenser next to my desk.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
What if I think we need a workbench for,
You can have a work area in the back.
Yeah, like the development of we don't have a PKE meter, but that doesn't mean that we can't try and build one.
Fair enough. Say, go ahead and roll. I think that I'll probably put that as a 5 for any decent tools, and if you roll a 4, then it's going to be a pretty hodgepodge, eclectic mix of random garbage, basically.
How about a 6?
6. Okay, well, you got some pretty fancy tools, I think, and probably materials to, in theory, maybe put something together during the game.
I don't want to be the guy with a bone, but I'm not giving up on that PKE meter. I'm going to make this work. I'm going to make it work.
We're open for business and ready to believe you.
So I think we're ready to roll into it.
We're ready to believe you, Brian.
If we forget anything in this part of the game and we say we're ready to go, will it burn us down the line?
No, I think that this will be loose enough that we, if you have issues or questions, just let us know.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to be one of those, oh, you should have asked in the previous phase of the game. Haha.
Oh, do we start with any stress or cool?
No, no one starts with any stress. Only weird agents could potentially start with cool. So, yep. And I think everyone decided to be normies, so no stress or cool here as of yet. Okay, we open in middle of the night on an exterior shot of the Purple Moose, Mousse, a local hamburger shop and shake shop. Kind of a old 50s throwback. As we see at the bottom of the screen, it tells us that this is a dramatic reenactment of the events to follow. We see Mike Jones in the middle of the night sweeping up the floor after closing, as he's listening to some earbuds, and some binging draws his attention. As he starts making his way towards the back of the restaurant, we get a shot of the freezer doors of the restaurant as some badly CGI dents start forming. And the camera switches, showing full on as the badly CGI door flies past him, and he screams as the camera zooms in on him. And the scream cuts into the opening sequence of InSpectres Boise, as we see each of our characters in turn. Hot Mike Borbola, what are you doing in this opening sequence?
Probably delivering a pizza, and then looks at his phone, and like the InSpectres logo is badly superimposed on it, and looks like really like intensely into like the horizon.
And your name splashes up on the screen, and it cuts over to Jack Magnum.
Yeah, Jack, you start actually with a close-up of a hand putting a pin on a map, and then you cut away to the wide shot, the medium shot, and you see that the pins arranged on the board form a pentagram, and then you see Mike standing there with his Boise Hawks baseball cap on, and he just kind of turns to the camera and gives the thumbs up and winks.
And again, Jack Magnum splashes on the screen, and we cut over to Lindsay Beckham.
Lindsay is sitting in a lifeguard chair with sunscreen over her nose, and she blows a whistle and dives into the pool and grabs away a kid from a weird little water demon that's trying to dunk him under the water.
Excellent. All right, and Lindsay Beckham splashes on the screen, and we cut to Norville Cobb.
You start with a magnifier. So you're looking through a magnifier at a giant green eye, and then he pushes it away, turns to his left, and there's a Jacob's ladder that's not working. He smacks it twice with his hand, and the little electrical thing goes up. And then he turns to the camera and doesn't realize that his sleeve is on fire and tries to do a heroic pose before beating out the flame on his arm.
And yes, his name also splashes up on the screen, and it cuts to Spaniel Delac.
You see Spaniel in a 3/4 profile, his one dark brown, deep, welcoming, soulful eye staring directly into the camera. He gives a gentle, pleasing nod, and then abruptly turns his other profile, and you see the steely gray eye, and he stares deep into your soul.
And after his name splashes up on the screen, it cuts to a group shot of everyone standing, either in a Superman pose or arms crossed, as InSpectres Boise appears on the screen. Then dissolves into their office as everyone's sitting around their newest client. They see the subtitles revealing the owner of the Purple Moose. His name, Jonathan Helsher, as he explains the situation. He seems to be a fairly well-dressed guy. Got a decent suit, nothing too fancy. He basically reveals, Mike Jones, my chef, he says that he was attacked by something. I don't know what it was. It basically just took the freezer door right off the hinges and threw it across the room. Thankfully, he doesn't seem to be hurt. We just found him the next morning, passed out and just in the middle of a pile of refuse. He says it's some creature, so there didn't seem to be any signs of explosion from within the freezer, as far as I can tell, or as far as the investigators and insurance can tell. So I'm coming to you guys to try to see if you can figure out what it is and make sure it doesn't happen again, I guess.
So Jack's busy scratching on his pad, taking notes. And what time was this?
It had been 11 o'clock.
11
as far as we
o'clock.
can tell.
It's a little strange because most Spectre activity would happen an hour or two later at least, according to recent data that we have. So interesting. And you say he didn't see anything?
He's seemed to be pretty frazzled. Really had a hard time trying to pull together any sort of coherent thought of the whole situation. He, like I said, can't really say for sure when it happened. We don't really have any surveillance or anything at the shop. You just know that he was basically passed out all night, and we found him in the morning, and he would seem to be very shooken up by the whole situation.
Do you think it's possible we might be able to talk with him at some point?
You can try. I mean, I pretty much gave him the week off to rest up. I can give you his address and number.
Sure. And
when you say refuse, what kind of refuse are we talking about?
Just like destroyed food stuff, like pretty much wiped out my entire kitchen. We're having to restock pretty hard. It's not good. And
any signs that the food was chewed on?
I really don't know. It was all just pretty much destroyed and not really salvageable.
Have you already cleaned it up, or can we examine this refuse?
It's still mostly there. I was afraid.
Fantastic.
You guys.
Yeah, we'll come down and take a look around if that's okay with you.
Yep. Authorities and insurance has already looked in, taken all the pictures and everything they need. So, I'm again working on trying to get things stocked back up. And if you guys, please look into it so we can clean it up and maybe try to get going again next week.
Sure. I reach behind me and I pull out a little form. This is one of our standard contracts. I'm sure you're familiar with our services. We are nationwide, coast to coast, protecting you from ghosts, spooks, and specters.
I've seen the show.
Sure. You see our rates are fairly...
He kind of eyes the camera and... he fills that out. That's probably edited out.
Yeah, good.
Exciting paperwork.
Yeah, can't wait to go check this out. We shake his hand. We will be down shortly.
All right. So,
is he getting ready to leave?
Yeah, he probably starts walking out.
As he goes, I come up behind him and I put my hand firmly on his shoulder and I say, Jonathan, one moment, please. I have a sense. I have a sense that you're not telling us something, that something is troubling you. You seem anxious. You seem to know some other element you haven't told us. So
just kind of frazzled by the whole thing. It's a lot of work now just to try to get us back to square one, basically. Go ahead and give me a contacts roll. And
Can I use my improvisational spiritualism?
Sure. We'll let you use the talent there.
All right. So I will look to see if there's any particular symbology on Jonathan's jewelry or his clothing somewhere, something that might give me an inclination of his belief system or even just his basic values. And let's see what I come up with. Let's see. So I get one. Wait, hang on a second. Let me do this right. If I can add one die to my contact. Is that right? Because I'm using my talent. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. So I got a 6.
You got a 6. That is an amazing result. You can go ahead and describe what you find or determine, and you all gain 2 franchise dice.
Nice.
All right.
So, franchise dice are, again, the main focus and goal of this game. Basically, you need to get a number of those in order to win, more or less. The goal I'm going to set here is going to be just a standard double your current franchise dice of 7. So at 14, basically you would have been a successfully profitable venture for this franchise.
Okay, so I noticed that Jonathan is wearing a ring that is a symbol of the secret order of Thimble. And I make an appeal to him. I say to him, Jonathan, tell me what we need to know. Do it for the sake of the old widow, which is a key word in their secret order.
Now,
do I get to say what Jonathan tells me?
If you want.
I mean, is that how I don't know how far when it's 6 and I get to say what it is. Do I get to say what the thing he reveals?
I think technically you do, but you do have to kind of run it by Brian probably.
Yeah, I would say give me your thoughts and I can voice it.
Okay, I'm thinking maybe he is suspicious about one of his food suppliers. That one of his suppliers maybe is a bit sketchy, and that maybe there was something in that freezer that he probably shouldn't have purchased and shouldn't have put in a restaurant for human consumption.
Billy Bob's Wendigo meat.
Yes.
Yeah, basically when you mentioned a widow, there is a very visible jump as he seems to be kind of startled, and he stammers a bit. And he's like, "Well, there may be something. I did get a really good deal on some meat. I really didn't look too much into the source of that. It just seemed to be too good a price to pass up from what the supplier was offering. I really don't know if that's related at all, but really that's the only thing I can think of that would have been at all different yesterday from any previous time."
So who was the supplier, Jonathan?
It seemed to come from a new place.
Not Whataburger.
They wouldn't be supplying meat.
No. It came from the Rusty Stowe meat packing plant.
So you thought it was a good idea to buy meat from a place called the Rusty Stowe. Okay. That's we make decisions in life. I understand.
I thought it was a weird name too, but they say it's an old family name. Again, they offered a really good price. Maybe I should questioned it more, but it is a little bit too good to be true. I don't know.
Well, we'll be down soon.
Yeah. I look forward to seeing what you guys find out. You all have a good day. I think I'm going to go home and rest a bit. It's been a long day.
All right.
And he leaves.
Yeah, I'll help Cobb load stuff into the van.
Bring everything we might need.
I'm going to do some quick research on the Purple Moose and also this Rusty Stowe meatpacking plant.
Yeah.
Bring the digital and the film camera. You could
Go ahead and roll me in athletics.
Who's rolling athletics?
You are. Or not, sorry, academics.
I was going to say, whew, I know I'm going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting for this investigation, but
that
my
phone book
goodness.
is sure heavy.
Someday
you got to hold
somebody
up the suspension of
should just
disbelief.
do an RPG where, like, if you can come up with like an appropriate turn of phrase, you can actually use that stat. Like, because I am doing all the heavy lifting in this organization, I'll use athletics to figure this out.
Good. I gained 1 franchise dice.
Ooh, you got a good result. So you get to describe the result and gain a single franchise. Is anyone tracking franchise?
I am. We currently have 3. So let me ask you a question. So we're looking for a total of 14 franchise dice. Does that include our library, gym, bank, and corporate gold cards?
No, this would be 14 additional.
Okay.
And largely, these franchise dice goal, it's just kind of a pacing mechanic. So I just kind of keep that in mind as we progress the story. Again, there is penalties if you don't quite reach that. It's it largely is dependent upon later term play, but you also need franchise dice to heal any stress that may be acquired over the course of the investigation, which is this system's general mechanic for any sort of damage or mental anguish or anything that may hinder or limit your character's capabilities.
Okay. So in regards to the Purple Moose, looks like they have not been doing well since Whataburger opened. In fact, it looks like maybe a lot of the restaurants around town or fast food joints have not done as well. And so there's a good reason why he probably went and got this discounted product from the Rusty Stowe meatpacking plant. Yeah.
Yeah.
In regards to what I find with the meatpacking plant, the owner recently suffered a tragedy. He lost his wife. And by saying I lost his wife, he literally lost his wife.
Like
he doesn't know,
find her?
Can't find her. Nobody knows what happened to her.
Oh.
But ever since she's disappeared, people have noticed that on certain nights when it's a little chilly, and it does get chilly here in Boise, Idaho, certain lights will flicker on and off. People walking outside will swear that there's a light that turns on and then turns off. And then another couple windows down, a light will turn on and it'll turn off, almost like someone's walking through the plant looking for something. I found that in the Boise newspaper. One of the 2 Boise papers that you can find in Boise, apparently.
Yeah.
It's literally called the Boise newspaper.
The weirdly named
Boise Wiki was
Boise
closed.
Newport News.
Yeah. There's the Boise Independent and the Boise Codependent.
All right.
So let me just so everyone's clear. The Idaho Statesman and the Idaho Press Tribune, and then there's also the Boise Weekly, which is a business news publication. That's where I found the information on the Purple Moose.
Right. And El Heraldo de Boise.
Yes.
All right. So yeah,
it's nice that the business publication went into such detail about the lights.
It's a detailed game.
You know, they're trying to increase their circulation, and I get the sense that maybe there's a little bit of
tabloid
stuff going on.
Sensationalism.
Yeah.
Well, of course, they have a new Ghost Hunter franchise in town. They definitely want to play into it. People are all about the supernatural, the arcane.
We should really consider advertising there.
Well, we're already in the penny saver.
Do we have like a coupon in the value pack?
Yeah. Buy 2, get 3 free.
Look down at the contract, and sure enough, there's a coupon sitting there. Oh, yeah. Looks like he decided to cash in on this.
Well,
2 ghosts for the price of 1.
Right. And we guarantee that if anything breaks in half, you get to keep both halves.
So that's what I found. Whether the two are connected or not, I don't know.
All right. So is the van all loaded up?
Yep.
Yep.
I've made sure to load a certain case. Something I've been working on.
It's not that PKE meter thing again, is it?
It is. Yes. I think that it might be helpful. I think I can make it work. I've got the impedance just right, and I feel like I can put this together.
Why would anybody need to measure penalty kicks?
Ha, right? And try to high five.
It just totally kind of miss
hanging
it.
there.
All right, I got also made some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for everyone. Got Gatorade.
Oh, nice.
Cobb's going to get in the driver's seat of the van.
All right. So everyone loading in?
Yep.
Sure.
I'm in.
Lock
It's got
the
a
front
cool
door.
captain's chair. in the
Seatbelts,
middle.
everybody.
I changed the "we're open" to "will return in 2 hours"
And where are y'all heading?
to the Purple Moose.
Yeah.
Purple Moose. All right.
But I will have Cobb pull over when we get close. Just be like, hey, can we stop here just for a second? And then I'll run to the back, pull out like a brown box with like a little smile on it, and like deliver it to a house, and like take out my little take out my phone, take a picture of it, like type something in, run back to the van, close it. All right, I'm ready.
Efficient. Like it.
Yeah.
Multitasking. Always good.
All right. Well, all that is lovely edited out through a quick montage of the zoom shots of the van driving down, and we basically you're told to hold on as the camera crew basically gets out so they can film you pulling into the parking lot of the Purple Moose with the sign in view. And there you are.
Wide shot of all of us standing outside in a single row, looking up at the Purple Moose sign.
Yep.
What kind of establishment does this look like?
It's an
Like say an
establishing
old
shot.
tiny, old diner kind of place, like a soda jerk sort of thing.
Okay.
Do they have a moose on the sign?
Yep. A cartoon Purple Moose as the mascot, drinking a milkshake.
The neon sign?
Yeah, it's not currently on, but yes.
Got to know these things. These are important things to know.
I'm looking at the health inspector notice.
It's a
hanging in
C
the
plus.
window.
C plus. Excellent.
C plus. Oh, and
That's a passing grade.
Yeah. Well, it is a passing grade. It's C plus. So,
Yeah.
On the door, there's also a closed for renovation sign. You were able to make your way in. He left the place unlocked and let you know as such. He assumed he's going to be in and out, but he might be convalescing now as the scenes Jonathan is nowhere around, but he basically gave you free reign to look around.
All right.
So did he clean out the freezer, or did he just leave the stuff here to spoil?
It is
he
left
just left-
there for now. Basically, it's probably starting to get a little bit funky at this
A little.
time.
Yeah.
yeah, I
We're gonna
think
need
this
some
C plus
samples
is
of
going to be
that.
turning into a C minus here pretty soon.
I will weigh
Jeff.
in and start taking a look at the food for any oddness like bite marks, drool, rapid decay.
Give her a couple of little plastic dishes to actually get some samples.
I'll pull out my camera and start taking pictures all over the place. Never can be
Is
too
your
sure.
camera digital?
Yes, it is.
I'm going to make sure and use the film camera to make sure that, we don't have something that doesn't show up digitally.
Fair enough. All right, Sam.
I'll find a place to sit and wait for somebody to tell me what to do.
Hey, Hot Mike.
Yeah?
Can you grab the audio recorder and let's get a sweep of the facility? Go ahead and ask the standard questions.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right, I'll get the recording equipment.
So, as Lindsay is looking over things, Sam, can we get an academics roll for the investigation of the refuse?
Ugh. I mean, I can, but I'd rather not.
You can do it.
Did that actually roll? Oh,
You can borrow from the library card, right?
yeah. So I can borrow like one die from that.
I think you can take as many as you need, but
Yeah, you can.
And you're not.
And also
but
from
you're
the
not-
bank.
You don't borrow
You're
them.
not
You actually
expending
take them
them,
off
right?
there and they're gone.
Yeah, they're gone after you use
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
So we are expending them. Okay, cool.
That's why I wanted to make sure that franchise dice, like if our goal was 14, that if we take these two off, that we don't go from 7 down
Right.
back down to 5.
Back to -0, right?
No, it
Mind
doesn't
if I
affect
just
your
grab
goal,
one of
but
those?
yeah, it is like the idea that you can refill your stock with the money you make on the venture.
Okay,
So yeah, mind if I grab one?
sure, go ahead.
No,
Do it.
good girl.
Hey, then I've got a 6.
A 6. Oh, that is a solid hit. That's 2 more franchise dice in this investigation, and you get to describe what you find.
Cool. So yeah, there's like I was thinking that like it's basically, it looks like there was a combustion from inside the refrigerator, that like these all like the vegetables and the produce and like the normal, pepperoni and other things that are there are like splattered with some kind of extra like ichor, of some sort that also smells quite bad, and like almost like a little bit like singed, as something burst out from there and scattered this all across the restaurant.
I'm taking some pictures. She's holding up something, and I snap her holding up some gross bit of thing. So what did you find?
I mean, it looks like, I'm not an expert on this, but given what he said about the weird meat, I think we had some kind of like budding incident. Something grew in there, got too big for its place, and burst out.
I start taking pictures of the floor. Do I see? I know that a lot of people have been through here already, but do I see any kind of tracks or anything?
Roll me academics as well.
All
See
right.
if you find anything.
I will roll the academics. 6.
6. Okay, wow. Okay, this might be a short game. So another 2 franchise dice, and you get to describe the result.
All right. Let me add the 2 franchise dice in really quick. So we are up to 7 already.
Yeah, sounds right.
Yep.
Yeah, already halfway there.
Yep. I'm just kind of kicking over some of the leafy vegetables that are on the ground. It looks like people, the police, the insurance people, the ambulance, the medical people have been through here. Everything's been stomped on and trampled, so I really don't expect to get any kind of clue. But I flip something over and I see something shiny on the floor. And I take a couple pictures and I reach into my pocket and I pull out a handkerchief and I reach down and I pick it up. And it looks like a weird fingernail. And I turn and look at the camera and I go, oh, this place is definitely getting a D+.
Nice.
Excellent. Well,
Hey, Spaniel,
Yeah.
you're kind of our expert on animals and stuff.
Yes.
Here, what do you make of this?
This. Look, right there. See this little fleck of green?
Yeah.
That's nail polish.
So
Ah!
Yeah. The is right.
So is this a human nail or is this something else? Are ghosts and specters and ghoulies now painting their nails in their free time?
I wouldn't want to know.
Huh. Well,
Is Hot Mike doing that EVP?
he is.
Yeah, Hot Mike's walking around the restaurant with a microphone, and like some recording equipment. But every once in a while he'll get an idea and he'll just bring the microphone over and be like, Hot Mike spitting tracks on the mic, y'all. Gonna run blam blam from my bike, y'all.
Can I do a teamwork with Hot Mike's EVP and call him over, and maybe I'll ask some questions and maybe his EVP will. I don't know how we handle this gameplay. Does that make some sense?
I think it could. I think it's going to be a technology role to determine if the operation and determining if you actually get anything of substance on this.
Could I make a contact roll to teamwork his technology roll?
Yeah, he wants to connect with any spirits that are there, right?
I think I don't know if this is necessarily a team workable situation in that case, because it kind of sounds like you're doing.
Yeah, whatever it is, we'll get if we get something, it'll get recorded, and I can relay it to you or whatever.
Yeah,
or we can listen to it afterwards.
All right.
So I think in that case, yeah, you'd have to do Hot Mike to do a technology roll and see what success he has, if any, here.
Does Brad or does Spaniel get to ask the question and then the technology roll?
If I succeed, if we get to make something up, Brad can ask the questions and I'll make something up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if Brad's asking the questions,
like Ghost Carry, I don't know. Not
provoke a response to not necessarily get information, I think I would allow him to roll contacts to teamwork this up.
All right. Well, so Magnum, do you remember the name of the missing wife?
The missing wife at the meatpacking plant?
Yeah.
Yeah, Julia.
Julia.
Roll that into a hot beat there, Hot Mike. And I just kind of roll my eyes and walk out of the room and go into the manager's office.
Yeah, Mike, do it. Come on, with me. Julia. I'm rolling.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Nice.
I got a 6.
Oh, okay. So, well, here's the thing. If you're going to do teamwork, are you handing that 6 over to Hot Mike? I guess you still get a 5. So you don't really suffer. Your worst roll is a 4.
If I hand that over to him, we don't get the franchise points for it, but we don't get the franchise points for it anyway. Is that correct? Because if it was a teamwork thing, right?
That's correct. Because you're doing basically you're handing him over the opportunity to get double franchise dice and describe the outcome here, and basically with no real negative repercussions on your part.
I will hand him the 6.
Okay.
There you go, Mike. Have a 6.
All right. So then I just roll my technology, and it's like I also rolled a 6.
Yes. So kind of don't really need to roll. But I guess you can if you want.
Well, I got another 6.
You got a 6.
So, yeah, I mean, you still only go with the best, so you net 2 franchise dice and get to describe the result.
Okay.
That's an amazing result.
Yes. So I'm like, I'm getting something.
What'd you get?
It's like a voice. It's going like, woo, 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 woo. Here, hang on. You listen to it. Oh. So I'll play it back, and it's like pretty clearly like just some sort of like weird staticky noise. And then when Mike like moves the microphone around, it does seem to be coming from the fridge. And then when he gets the microphone close to some of the meat, it's coming from the meat.
Ooh.
Talk to this meat.
Julia?
Yeah, basically, I'll let you go ahead and basically use your initial roll minus the 6 since you passed that over as a 5, which is still a strong result, and basically describe the outcome there.
So maybe the meat almost perceptibly twitches.
Some bad meat.
All right.
Let's be scientific about it. Call it a different name.
Franklin. Yeah, nothing. It's not doing anything.
Well, I was worried that maybe it just liked your voice.
Yeah, it doesn't respond to Franklin, though.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to get a picture and see if there's any Curlian aura around the meat or the refrigerator.
I think that'd fall under. Well, are you using any particular device for this, or what are you?
Yeah, I'm using my Kodachrome instant camera, which is
Okay.
really good at catching, the electronic, the coronal discharges, if you will, that indicate the presence
trying to
of
get
spiritual ectoplasm.
pictures of auras, not just detecting. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, go ahead and roll the tech.
Okay.
A
4.
All right. So I'd say the 4 is result. Fair result, describe a mostly positive result to your action, but you must also include a negative or humorous effect.
Okay. So the picture comes out, you shake it dry, you look at it, and as it develops, you definitely see that the lens cap was still on, but there is still some sort of strange discoloration, as though there is some sort of electromagnetic or Kirlian or perhaps electroplasmic, if you will, disruption, something in the actual chemical makeup of the little, instant photograph as you look at it. There's definitely some sort of aura there. But yeah, I did forget to take off the lens cap. So that's a problem.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah,
you can definitely see that there. It's like a star-shaped red discoloration.
So
Well, I think it's time to go on to the meat factory.
Well, wait, I'm in the manager's office flipping through receipts, looking for some pattern, and I'm looking for any receipts from the meatpacking plant.
Give me an academics.
All right, let us roll an academics. Oh, a 2.
Oh, a 2.
Ooh,
Interesting.
Fail.
Okay. So with a 2, what that means is that it's a bad outcome. The GM decides your fate, and you may suggest something suitably negative, or you may suggest something.
Oh, I've got one,
Oh,
but I don't know if it's just for Steven to suggest.
I don't think. I think it's the. Oh, it says you. So
It's
that's
like so it's either
okay.
you. It's like Brian gets to decide what it is. You get to suggest something.
No, okay.
Something negative.
Sure. Go ahead, Rodrigo. What's the negative? It's always better when the other people get a pick.
Sure, it's still in here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I say that's a pretty good one. You're basically shuffling through paperwork and receipts, and you hear a creak as the door kind of opens behind you, and the cameraman is probably filming you and getting a good shot of something showing up behind the door. Kind of gives a start, alerting you that something's coming your way.
Huh? What? Turn around. Ah!
And
InSpectres, Boise. We'll be right back.
Excellent.
All right, that wraps it up for this week's episode. Thank you so much for checking us out. I hope you enjoyed this first part. We're going to see what happens to our Inspector agents on next week's episode of InSpectres, Boise, right here on Critical Hit.
This podcast is copyright 2020 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.